Easy part of that question is that I'm from Farmington, Connecticut, which is a suburb outside of Hartford. When I was growing up, it was quite a small town. I think 10 or 12,000 people. It's a lot bigger now. But I grew up on a pretty wooded street in a house fairly far away from the neighbors, and it was somewhere in between a suburb and a small country town kind of existence. I'm not sure how it made me what I am today, except that it was in some ways kind of isolated and I had a lot of time. And so I read a lot and I got started reading quite young. I'm the youngest of 4 kids, and so I always had a lot of books that my sisters and my brother were reading. And I kind of picked up on that maybe pretty early. Probably. My oldest sister, Eleanor, read a lot of science fiction, and that meant that I did too, pretty much. What I remember is the science fiction from her and my other sister, Liz, subscribed to all these animal magazines like Ranger Rick and International Wildlife and all this stuff. So I would look at those, even as a pretty little kid. And I always found those quite entertaining. But the science fiction, even, there were like kids' books, sci-fi books, like the Mad Scientist Club and The Enormous Egg, about this kid whose chicken hatches a triceratops egg. Great books. And I do remember those from when I was a kid quite a lot. The 2 writers that I keep going back to as what, I don't know, inspirations, are Flannery O'Connor and Langston Hughes, as writers of short stories, which is kind of interesting because I don't really write short stories anymore. But the 2 of them have some, they both have a remarkable control of language, and they write about stuff that's important to me. They write very generously. Langston especially has just a huge heart, and that really comes through in his writing. And I turn to them pretty frequently. I read a lot of current stuff, and I write book reviews for a newspaper in Pakistan, so I read a fair amount of new stuff, both from India and from the States.